So this is lesson 16, and I'm just going to go through some of the basic pieces of this lesson to save us all some time. When we're evaluating multiplication and division, sometimes it's easier to group together numbers that multiply easy or that have the same sign. And because of the commutative property of multiplication, we can switch the order of things and it doesn't change what our answer is. So if we have -6 and we have -2, -5, and -3, if we multiply a negative by a negative, we get a positive, and times a negative would be a negative, times a negative again would be a positive. So if we have -6 times -2 times -5 times -3, and then we have this one accounted for, and then we also will then multiply that by 2. -6 times -2 is 12, times -5 times -3 would be positive 15, and then we can multiply that by 2. Thinking of multiplying something by 2 might be easier than multiplying 12 and 15. 15 times 2 would be 30, and 12 times 30, 12 times 3 would be 36, so 12 times 30 would be 360, and it would be positive because our negatives canceled each other out. We used the strategy or the property, we used the commutative property, and we multiplied our negatives to cancel them out first, and then it made it easier to multiply by the positives at the end. And if not, we could have just done -6 times 2 would be -12, -12 times -2 would be 24, 24 times -5 would be negative something, and then we would have to we'd have to multiply that by -3. So it just made it easier to cancel out our negatives and then move on and just multiply by the positive numbers. The sign of the product was positive, and it was determined because we had an even number of negatives. So 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives all canceled each other out, so that was pretty simple. Find an efficient strategy to evaluate the expression and complete the necessary work. If we try the same strategy we had last time, we could do the negatives and then we could do the positives. That might be easier. So -1 times -3 times -2, and then multiply that by 10 by 2. -1 times -3 is positive 3. Positive 3 times -2 would be -6. So we have -6 times 20 from our two positives. And because they have different signs, it'll be a negative. And 6 times 20 is 120. Same thing here. We're going to look at negatives and positives. We also have -8 and a 1/2. Those go nicely together because 8 is an even number. And this 1/3 and 9 would go easily together because 9 is divisible by 3. So if we can rearrange that and have 1/3 times 9, and then we can multiply -1/2 by -8, and then we can multiply that all by 4. 1/3 times 9 would be 9/3, and then we have 8/2 times 4. So that'd be 3 times 4 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 4 is 48.